Greetings. Spiritual Activism, Reorienting to the Good, the True, and the Beautiful. Essay 6 of series. As we continue our journey deeper into spiritual activism, we pick up this sixth essay with where we left off, replacing vices with virtues and the process of reorienting one's being to the good, the true, and the beautiful. As I currently understand it, the good, true, and beautiful represent philosophical categories of the highest expression of human existence, around three core dimensions of life or beingness: the will, the mind, and the emotions. Individual ideals or virtues can be ordered within one of these three primary categories. Thus, if we work to reorient our being and lives in the direction of our ideals, choice by choice, day by day, it is essential to know where we are in the present. All the progress made in the initial phases of our healing and maturing work provide a solid foundation of self-awareness, which reveal our character flaws, our emotional wounds, our strengths, and habitual patterns more clearly, and allows us to compassionately and non-judgmentally examine how they influence and shape our lives. Remember that this process is not linear. It's more like a spiral staircase or a strand of DNA. Our growing self-awareness sheds light on which of the, quote, three beasts, this is terminology used in Dante's Divine Comedy, which represent the gates of the cardinal vices. And I highlight and discuss this in Essay 5, so you may want to check that out if you have not yet. These three beasts shed light on the most prominent inner obstacle to our reorientation of beingness. As we start to connect the dots, our inner world, we can select spiritual practices most suited for facilitating ongoing deep change or reorientation. For example, in the spiritual literature, fasting is often encouraged as a core practice for, quote, lust of flesh, which include the vices of sexual lust, gluttony, and sloth. Tithing and charitable giving for, quote, lust of the eyes, which includes greed and worldly sorrow. And prayer and contemplation or meditation for, quote, lust of life, which includes the vices of wrath and envy and spiritual pride. It is important to emphasize, though, that meditation or contemplation is an essential core practice for all of us seeking to heal, mature, and transform in service to a higher common good in a growing sense of interconnectedness and universal love. Now, this is true about the other practices as well, but especially meditation and contemplation. There are many excellent resources available to help inform and guide one's selection of spiritual practices, to include Richard Foster's classic book, Celebration of Discipline. As stated previously, initially and potentially for a significant period of time, reorienting to the good, the true, and the beautiful may feel like an inner battle. However, each time we reject a habituated destructive behavior or a vice for a desired constructive one, a virtue or ideal, we are strengthened in our efforts by a growing inner aliveness and happiness, as well as improving interpersonal relationships and a growing sense of life satisfaction. Over time, we will experience growing ease or disposition for the good and the true and the beautiful, coupled by a simultaneously increasing distaste for our old harmful habits. Furthermore, as we reorient more into our new higher selves or true selves, we may notice an increasing sense of unity or interconnectedness with other people and nature and all life overall, as well as an expanding concern for or love of others, God, Spirit, divine source, and also self, not in a selfish sense, but a growing sense of dignity and self-respect. which readies us for entering into the transforming phase of our journey to spiritual activism. And that is receiving and responding to the movements of inspiration for the well-being of others and the common good. To be continued.